Today, 23rd June, Archangel Michael says, the prophecy is unfolding now. This message will reveal what happens next. Today is 23rd June, but this is not an ordinary date on your calendar. This is a divine marker etched into the scrolls of heaven, a spiritual timestamp ordained for your hearing, for your awakening, and for your transition. It is not a coincidence that your eyes have landed on this message. You were meant to see this today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but now, because this exact moment hath been waiting for you long before you even knew it existed. This is Archangel Michael speaking, not by man's authority, but by divine appointment. Heaven has dispatched me, not to everyone, not to the many, but to you, the one who's felt a strange weight recently, the one who has been walking through rooms filled with silence and suspicion, the one whose sleep hath been invaded by questions and impressions and unfamiliar stillness. You are not imagining it. You are being called into the moment where prophecy begins to unfold around your life, and it is happening now. The prophecy is not coming. The prophecy is not distant. The prophecy is already here. It is surrounding you. It is beginning to activate layer by layer, breath by breath, through conversations that suddenly shift, through people who suddenly withdraw, through signs that break normal patterns. Heaven has pressed the button, and the clock has already started ticking. Within the spirit realm, this message is part of the divine chain reaction that begins to reshape what happens next for you. But understand this deeply. Spiritual pressure is intensifying. Something in the unseen world is pressing close. You've likely felt it in your emotions, in your relationships, in your inner world. A strange unrest, a quiet heaviness, a sense that you are being watched, that you are being examined, that you are walking through a test you didn't consciously sign up for. That pressure is not chaos. It is divine compression. It is what happens when God begins to shift dimensions over your life. And it is happening right now. Let me say this clearly. This message is not random. This message is not generic. This message is selective. It is for the ones who have been hidden but holy. The ones who walk upright but have been misunderstood. The ones who feel like the outcast, yet carry an unseen crown. You were not just passing by. You were drawn here by the magnet of destiny. And now that you're here, the realm of heaven will begin speaking to you in undeniable ways, because this message has found the one it was looking for. And that one is you. But there is a condition. A divine clause attached to this word. This message does not activate in noise. It does not stir in drama. It does not align itself with frantic energy. It awakens only in stillness. Stillness is the sacred doorway to the unveiling. Until you still yourself, mind, mouth, emotions, you will not fully hear what heaven is trying to say next. This message must be received in the womb of quiet, in the sanctuary of peace. It is holy. It is precise. And it will not shout over your storms. So listen carefully, chosen one. Because what happens next, yes, what unfolds in the next few hours, days, and decisions is tied directly to what you do now. This isn't just about the world. This is about you. Your house, your mind, your path, your calling. What happens next affects you. And the kingdom of God does not send warnings without reason. The pressure you feel is not random. The change you sense is not accidental. You are walking into the center of a divine unveiling. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. The hour is upon you. The veil is thinner than ever. And I, Archangel Michael, have come forth at the command of the Most High, summoned not by noise, but by the stillness that wrapped itself around your moment of surrender. This is your call to awakening. This is the prophecy moment. Heaven has moved. Earth is responding. Time is trembling. I come with urgency, not to incite fear, but to stir readiness. Within 48 hours, the first signs will begin to show. You will see it. You will sense it. You will feel the shift in the wind, in your atmosphere, in the very vibration of your home and body. I am here because the spiritual terrain around you is no longer dormant. It has been shaken, rearranged, and realigned. What was behind you is no longer your concern. What is before you must now receive your full spiritual attention. Hear me clearly. You weren't supposed to see this, yet you did. That is no mistake. That is no glitch in your timeline. That is the hand of divine orchestration pulling you behind the curtain. Not everyone was meant to peer into this scroll of heaven. Not everyone has the capacity to receive a message of this weight. But you, beloved one, have been marked since the foundations of the world to witness this moment. And now that you are here, your soul cannot unsee what is about to be revealed. You were drawn here by divine timing, not a link, not a suggestion, not curiosity. The clock of heaven ticked, and your name was whispered across dimensions. This isn't a coincidence. This is divine interruption. Your schedule may have led you elsewhere, but the Spirit rerouted your steps. You felt something, that strange pull in your spirit, that knowing that you couldn't scroll past, that whisper that said stay a little longer, that wasn't you. That was us. That was heaven shifting the coordinates of your moment. Heaven is calling. Earth is shifting. The atmosphere is no longer in passive mode. The angels are no longer observing. They are acting. The watchers have turned. The scribes have written. The time is now. You have entered a prophetic alignment that changes the trajectory of your season. Don't be deceived by how normal the world looks. Everything behind the veil is trembling. Everything around you is being restructured by unseen hands. This message is not a suggestion. It is a summons. Listen closely, beloved. This message is not for the sleeping. This message is only for the awakened. The spiritually dead will mock it. The lukewarm will skip it. The distracted will miss it. But those who are spiritually alive, those whose hearts burn for truth, who feel the pressure and know it's not just emotion, they will feel the fire in these words. They will know this is from God. And if you feel it even now, rising in your chest, causing tears to form, awakening memories or confirmations, then you know this is for you. This is the prophecy moment, a moment you've been sensing in your spirit but couldn't quite name, the moment your dreams have been preparing you for, the moment that your spiritual warfare was pointing to. You didn't survive for nothing. You didn't go through all that for a dead end. No, you are here because destiny refused to let you miss this shift. The enemies that tried to bury you will regret you survived. The confusion that tried to blind you will now witness your clarity. The delays were not denial. They were divine protection to keep you in rhythm with this moment. The angels are surrounding you now. Even as you listen, a sacred wind is sweeping through your atmosphere. You may begin to feel chills, warmth, sudden peace, or overwhelming emotion. That is the touch of the Spirit confirming that this is real. That is the presence of the Most High enveloping you in divine safety. The prophecy is unfolding now, and the war over your life has entered a new phase. But you are not alone. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are not disqualified. You are chosen. You are Mark. You are the prophecy walking. And now, with your heart open and your spirit awakened, I say to you, be still and receive the next instruction. The hour is late. The realms are moving. Your obedience, your listening, your silence will determine your alignment. This is not the season to argue with shadows or wrestle with what you've already outgrown. This is the season to stand. Stand still and watch what heaven begins to do next. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if this word pierces your spirit. Blessing code 777 is now being released over you. You've noticed it, haven't you? The silence, the subtle shifts, the strange distance from people you once trusted, people who used to call, used to check in, used to laugh with you freely. And now the air between you and them feels thick, awkward, unspoken. Conversations have become shallow. Texts are delayed. And when they do come, they are different, shorter, colder, careful. You sense it, though no one has said a word. Something is off. Something has changed. And your spirit is picking up on what your ears cannot hear. This is the beginning of disruption, not from your enemies, but from those who claim to stand beside you. Heaven has not hidden this from you. Heaven has merely delayed the exposure for the sake of your preparation. And now, the veil is lifting. They are watching you, but they are not speaking. They are around you, but their loyalty has shifted. They smile, but their silence tells the truth. You are being observed more than you are being supported. Let that sit for a moment. They are watching you, not to uplift, but to assess. To see if you'll fail. To see if your spirit will break. To see if they can quietly step over your calling without being noticed. This is why your discernment has been activated. This is why the laughter you used to enjoy suddenly sounds forced. This is why their presence no longer brings you peace, but tension. Because you're no longer where you used to be, and they can feel it, too. There is an emotional confusion swirling around you. A cloud of questions that you cannot explain with logic. One moment, you feel ready to love again. The next, you want to retreat. One moment, you're filled with clarity. The next, you're second-guessing every word. This emotional fog is not from your heart. It is a spiritual disturbance, a signal from the higher realm that something beneath the surface is shifting. The betrayal isn't loud. It's quiet, strategic, and spiritual. There are words being exchanged about you behind closed doors. There are alliances forming that were never meant to include you. And yet, the Spirit has let you feel it all without revealing the full picture. Why? Because this season requires you to trust your gut over your logic. Your instincts are being refined into revelation. Your discomfort is becoming divine radar. You've tried to shake the feeling. You've told yourself, maybe I'm being dramatic, maybe I'm just tired. But your soul keeps returning to the same unease. You cannot pray it away, because it is not sent to be removed. It is sent to awaken you. Heaven allows discomfort when you are about to be routed. Heaven disturbs your comfort to protect your calling. You are not paranoid. You are not oversensitive. You are being spiritually alerted to the movement of snakes in familiar clothing. Let me say it clearly, you are being spiritually observed. Watched not just by people in the physical realm, but by spirits in the unseen realm. Both angels and adversaries are taking note of your posture, your silence, your reactions. That is why you've been in a season of forced separation. That is why the tables have turned. That is why the ones who used to applaud you have grown quiet. This is not punishment. This is preparation for revelation. And here is where the prophecy tightens around your path, there is something they are not telling you. You feel it. You've seen glimpses. You sensed hesitation in their speech, sudden defensiveness when certain topics arise. And still, they smile. But heaven sees the whispers. Heaven hears the thoughts. And heaven is about to bring all things hidden to light. Because when God begins to reveal purpose, He first reveals intentions. So now, you must walk carefully. No panic. No desperate confrontation. No emotional explosions. This part of your journey is not meant to be loud. It is meant to be watched in silence and navigated in prayer. The people you thought were with you may be the very ones blocking your next assignment. The people you were about to bring with you into your promise may have been planted to delay you. This message may be painful, but it is merciful. Heaven is warning you before the mask falls. You are not imagining it. They've changed you. Or rather, the veil has lifted, and you're now seeing them as they are, not as you wanted them to be. That is divine mercy. That is divine protection. That is heaven preserving your purity from the pollution of secret agendas. You are being pulled back, not to isolate you, but to isolate the truth. What happens next will reveal who was for you, and who was merely nearby. And if this is stirring something in your chest, if your eyes are brimming with tears because this explains everything you've been feeling but couldn't express, then this word is yours. You were meant to receive this. You were meant to be warned. You were meant to be still while God rearranges the relationships around your purpose. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You'll receive prophetic insight, spiritual wisdom, and divine direction every week, messages that keep you aligned with your calling and protected by heavenly truth. Type I am seeing in the comments if this speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 1414 is moving through your atmosphere now. There is a war around your life. Not a war of flesh and blood. Not a war you can see with your natural eyes, but a war that has been silently building in the invisible realm. And now, it is spilling into the visible. This is not a coincidence. This is not a season of bad luck or just emotional burnout. This is spiritual warfare. This is the evidence of a shift in heaven's attention toward your destiny. Beloved, hear me now, for I speak not as a man but as one sent from the throne of fire. Archangel Michael, warrior of the Most High, defender of the chosen, I come with urgency and truth. You are being resisted because you are being raised. Your elevation in the spirit has triggered agitation in the realm of darkness. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't invite this storm. It came the moment you came into alignment with the next phase of your purpose. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are rising. You have become a threat. The enemy fears what you are becoming. That's why the pressure feels targeted. That's why your thoughts are under siege. That's why you've had dreams that feel like warfare, interruptions that make no sense, and emotions that come in waves. Heaven is not confused. Heaven is aware, and heaven is watching how you respond. This conflict you are feeling, it's not about your job. It's not about your relationship. It's not even about the people suddenly withdrawing from you. It's about your spirit. It's about the call you carry. It's about the oil on your life that is beginning to shine in realms you didn't know were watching you. You have been seen in the Spirit. You have been marked. And the moment you were marked, the opposition began. But listen carefully. This is not a punishment. This is a test. A test of your posture. A test of your discernment. A test of your silence. A test of your vision. This is not about the chaos around you. It's about the response within you. Because while darkness observes your patterns, heaven is measuring your maturity. The way you move now determines the acceleration of what comes next. You must not bow to confusion. You must not react out of fear. You must remember who you are and whose you are. You are not ordinary. You are not average. You are not forgotten. You are set apart, sealed, sent, watched by heaven, protected by fire. The attacks are not proof of failure. They are signs of proximity. The enemy does not strike what is irrelevant. You are standing in the eye of prophetic fulfillment, and everything that's trying to collapse you is actually revealing just how aligned you've become with divine destiny. And though the warfare feels personal, I need you to know, it's not. The spirits opposing you aren't reacting to your personality. They are reacting to your assignment. They sense the anointing in your words. They feel the shift when you walk into a room. They detect the light in your presence. You are not under attack for who you were. You are under attack for who you're becoming. Let that truth burn through every lie the enemy has whispered to you. You are not crazy. You are not being punished. You are not alone. You are simply standing at the gate of a new dimension, and the guardians of that gate, the enemies who thought you'd never reach it, are scrambling to distract you before you step through. But you will not be moved. Because here's what the enemy didn't expect. Heaven is watching your response. Not just your words, but your stillness. Not just your prayers, but your posture. Not just your fight, but your faith. And as you remain steadfast, refusing to stoop to gossip, refusing to panic, refusing to fold, heaven is writing your name on scrolls of promotion. You are being proven in silence. You are being validated through your restraint. This war isn't a delay. It's a divine setup. What feels like collapse is actually a rearrangement. What feels like rejection is redirection. What feels like loss is preservation. What feels like silence is strategy. God is not far. He is near. But his nearness in this season is not loud. It is hidden, holy, and heavy. And you, child of God, you are walking through this valley not to be buried, but to be built. Your pain has not been wasted. Your isolation has not been in vain. Every tear, every unanswered question, every moment of betrayal has been adding weight to your crown. You are still here, not because the war was easy, but because you were covered even when you didn't feel it. Let this settle into your soul. You are under attack because you're rising. The higher the calling, the heavier the opposition. But you were not built for ordinary. You were built for glory. And though the pressure is real, so is the protection. Angels have been dispatched. Shields have been raised. Your name has been echoed in the heavens. And the warrior in is proof of the breakthrough you're about to walk into. So now, breathe. Stand tall. Wipe your tears. Lift your head. This battle was never meant to destroy you. It was always meant to reveal you. And now, the revelation has begun. Type "I am unstoppable" in the comments if this confirms what you've been feeling. Blessing code 555 has now surrounded your path. Hear now the voice of divine urgency. Heaven is not silent. Heaven is not passive. Heaven is speaking. And you must listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit. because the time for signs has come. And what is about to happen in the next 72 hours will not be random. It will not be explainable by logic. It will not come with warning labels or earthly announcements. It will come like a whisper in the wind, a divine collision of truth and timing. Something behind the scenes is moving. Someone, yes, someone in your life, is already scheming, already plotting, already planning. The surface looks still, but the undercurrent is not. Don't be fooled by silence. Don't be lulled into comfort because people seem polite. There are decisions being made without your knowledge, conversations being had in places you're not invited. You're not being included because you're being targeted. You're being watched in silence so the strike can come in surprise. But heaven sees it, and heaven has already begun the counter. This message is not to scare you, it is to prepare you. The prophecy is unfolding not just around you, but through you. And as you stay spiritually aware, you will begin to notice strange signs. People growing distant without cause, sudden miscommunications that feel exaggerated, moments of confusion that seem too strategic to be accidents. This is not drama. This is design. The enemy is pressing in, but so is God. Listen now. Within 72 hours, something is going to shift dramatically. It may look like a fraud. It may sound like unexpected silence. It may feel like chaos breaking loose without warning. But it is not what it seems. Do not react. Do not chase. Do not seek to fix what heaven is tearing apart. This is a moment of divine rearrangement, and if you try to hold together what God is dismantling, you will delay your own release. I am warning you now, not to be fearful, but to be still. Do not post out of emotion. Do not vent to those whose hearts are secretly divided. Do not give fuel to what heaven is draining. The Spirit says, be still. Be silent. Watch me work. Because what's about to fall apart was never meant to remain. What's about to be revealed was always known in heaven. This is the season where heaven whispers and hell watches. There will be cryptic signs, things that don't make sense at first, people who act out of character, conversations that suddenly feel rehearsed. You may hear a lie about you. You may feel an urge to defend yourself. Don't. The moment you react, you give it power. But when you remain still, you align with the strategy of heaven. God does not need your volume, He needs your alignment. Your silence is sacred. Your quiet obedience is louder than any defense you could ever speak. This next phase will test your restraint. It will test your ability to see without speaking, to discern without exposing, to recognize without reacting. But here is the prophecy. If you stay still, if you stay in posture, heaven will expose everything that has been done in secret. The masks will fall. The hidden will be revealed. And you will not have to lift a finger to make it happen. God Himself will unravel every lie, expose every fake alliance, and clear your name without your help. I know you want answers. I know you want closure. I know you want to know who's for you and who's not. But understand this. Revelation comes through rest, not through wrestling. Let go of the need to understand it all. Let go of the temptation to force clarity. Let go of the desire to confront. This moment is not about confrontation. It's about consecration. It's about pulling away so you can hear what others are too loud to discern. You are being set apart, not to punish you but to position you. And right now, even though it feels lonely, even though it feels like everything is uncertain, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Because what is coming next will require your full spiritual focus. You cannot afford distraction. You cannot afford drama. You cannot afford to entertain shadows when the light of truth is preparing to break through. The divine collision is near. Truth and timing are about to meet. And when they do, you will understand why it had to happen this way. Why the silence felt suffocating. Why the people you loved became distant. Why the path you trusted suddenly shifted beneath your feet. It all served the prophecy. It all pushed you into alignment. It all prepared the stage for God to do what no man could manipulate. So I say again, prepare. Be still. Not loud. Not reactive. Not defensive. Be still. Because heaven is not ignoring you. Heaven is working while you rest. And what is coming, if you posture yourself in obedience, will mark the greatest turning point of your season. The trap they set for you is about to collapse on itself. The weapon they formed is about to backfire. And the schemes birthed in secret are about to be exposed in public. Because you are not defenseless. You are defended by heaven. Covered in fire. Surrounded by light. And shielded by prophecy. This warning is your mercy. This message is your manual. And this moment is your mark. Stay in position, beloved. Stay awake. The prophecy is unfolding now, and what happens next will vindicate everything you couldn't explain. Type I am awake in the comments if this message hits your spirit. Blessing code 333 has now been released upon your household. Now that the enemy has been revealed and the shifting has begun, I must speak to you, not only as Archangel Michael, the warrior of God, but as your heavenly guard, assigned to walk with you through this sacred battle. You must understand this. How you move next determines what opens next. And in this moment, heaven is not calling you to fight in the way you're used to. Heaven is calling you to master the strategy of silence. Do not chase. Do not prove. Do not explain. Do not beg. This next battle is not yours to fight. It is heaven's. The moment you step in to defend yourself, you step out of alignment with divine justice. Your defense will never be louder than the verdict already written in your favor. Your explanation will never be more powerful than the evidence that heaven is about to unveil. This moment is not about proving who you are. This moment is about knowing who you are, and trusting that God is exposing what you no longer need to carry. Stillness is your command now. Not weakness, not silence born of fear, but stillness that comes from holy power. There is a difference between passive silence and prophetic silence. What heaven is instructing you to carry now is prophetic silence. Silence that blinds your enemy. Silence that confuses their strategy. Silence that makes them question whether their words even affected you. Because when you are quiet, heaven speaks louder. In the realm of the spirit, your silence shakes their schemes. When you say nothing, when you do not react, when you do not retaliate, you force the enemy into chaos. Because the kingdom of darkness thrives on emotional noise. It feeds off your reaction. It multiplies through your retaliation. But when you retreat and observe, when you fast and pray, when you speak only when heaven prompts you, you shut every mouth in hell that tried to label you. So I say again, retreat, observe, and prepare. This moment is not about taking up swords, it's about laying them down in trust. Do not go looking for closure. Do not go chasing conversations that heaven already closed. If someone walk away, let them walk. If the door closed, don't knock again. If the alliance broke, let it break. Heaven is preserving your integrity through disconnection. Your job now is not to grieve what left, but to guard what's being born. This message is not light. It is not casual. because the weight of your calling requires a different kind of protection. You don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need everyone to believe you. You don't need to correct every lie spoken about you. You don't need to defend yourself against every accusation. You are already defended. You are already shielded. You are already sealed by fire. And now is the time to stand in that authority with complete trust. Say less. Pray more. Watch closely. Heaven is opening your eyes. You will begin to see things you missed before. You will begin to hear the motives behind the compliments. You will begin to feel that heaviness lift, not because people apologized, but because you finally released the need to carry them. You are not a victim. You are not desperate. You are not broken. You are becoming whole in your silence. There is protection over you right now that you cannot fully comprehend. In rooms you're not in, your name is being handled with reverence. In dimensions you cannot see, angels are routing attacks. In meetings of darkness, confusion has broken out because the enemy cannot trace your next move. They expected you to lash out. They expected you to crumble. They expected you to retaliate. But your silence has become your cloak, and your restraint has become your sword. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it hurts not to speak. Yes, it stings to be misunderstood. But the power in this season is not in your rebuttal. It's in your reverence. Reverence for the instruction. Reverence for the process. Reverence for the one who said, "Vengeance is mine." This is not about your image. This is about your inheritance. This is not about your ego. This is about your elevation. And the cost of rising is often the silence that breaks your pride. Let me release this now into your spirit. Heaven fights when you step back. You do not need to raise your voice to raise the standard. You do not need to scream to shake a kingdom. You only need to stand still, and the fire of the Lord will go before you. Stillness is obedience. Stillness is protection. Stillness is strategy. And right now, it is your greatest weapon. So breathe deeply. Release the need to be seen. Let go of the need to be right. You are not being ignored. You are being insulated. Heaven is doing what your strength never could. And when the dust settles, you will see the power of holding your peace when the world expected you to lose it. This is the command of the hour. Heaven speaks, "Be still. Be silent. Let me move. Do not touch what I am tearing down. Do not rebuild what I have burned. Do not revive what I have buried. Trust me, says the Lord. You are not losing anything I cannot restore tenfold. This is your covering. This is your shield. This is your silence. And this is how the prophecy is protected. Not with noise, but with sacred stillness. Type "I am shielded" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding your spirit with divine fire. Now hear this, beloved. You are not their version of you anymore. Let that truth pierce the veil. Let it echo in your spirit until it breaks the last chain tied to their limited expectations of who you used to be. You have outgrown the image they had of you, the version they manipulated, the version they underestimated, the version they tolerated but never truly celebrated. You are no longer confined to the memory others try to keep you in. That person has passed. That version has been buried. And what is rising now is divine, refined, and untouchable by human opinion. The silence you were commanded to walk in wasn't punishment. It was the cocoon. And while they thought you disappeared, while they assumed you were broken, while they whispered that you fell off, heaven was wrapping you in holy fire, not to destroy you, but to remake you. to recalibrate your power, to reorder your identity. What they thought was your end was your divine metamorphosis. You didn't lose your voice. You found your sound. You didn't lose your fire. You became the flame. Let me say this prophetically and with heavenly fire. This is your divine rising. You are not broken. You are breaking through. You are not empty. You are evolving. And what they tried to use against you is now becoming the very substance that fuels your ascension. Everything that was sent to crush you has become the ground beneath your wings. A disappointment. A betrayal. The silence. The isolation. It didn't bear you. It built you. This is your phoenix moment. And though they only remember your ashes, they will witness your ascent. Because heaven never intended for you to be who you were before the fire. The fire didn't come to punish you. The fire came to purify you. It burned off everything that was false. It exposed every attachment that wasn't loyal. It severed every soul tie that couldn't carry your oil. And now, you stand, not wounded, but warlike. Not bitter, but burning. Not shaken, but shining. You have been transformed by pain, refined by pressure, molded by divine hands while men turned their backs. That's why you don't fit in anymore. That's why the old circle feels too small. That's why your desires have shifted, your priorities realigned. Because who you are now is not someone they recognize, and that's a sign you're walking in the spirit, not the flesh. You've grown beyond their words. You've grown beyond their control. You've grown beyond the environment that once kept you dependent. Can you feel it? The strength rising inside of you? The clarity forming where confusion once lived? The power that whispers, you are more than what happened to you. That is identity taking root. That is your spirit reclaiming authority. That is the voice of heaven saying, you were never their property. You were always mine. And now, you must walk in this new version of yourself without apology. No more drinking. No more over-explaining. No more trying to earn love from places that never had the capacity to hold your light. You do not owe anyone your old self. Not the one who ghosted you. Not the one who betrayed you. Not the one who gaslit you. You don't owe them closure. You don't owe them conversation. You owe yourself obedience to who God says you are now. This is not a season of begging to be understood. This is a season of becoming undeniable. And your growth will speak louder than your defense. Your presence will silence their gossip. Your glow will challenge their narrative. You are walking into rooms now as a force, not because of who validated you, but because of who sustained you in silence. While they were laughing at your pain, heaven was laying a table in your wilderness. And now you're walking out of it with oil on your head and fire in your eyes. Listen, this isn't just about healing. This is about evolution. You are not being restored to what was. You are being elevated into what always was waiting. What they tried to withhold is now chasing you. What they tried to curse is now being crowned. What they tried to delay has been accelerated by heaven's decree. You are becoming what they feared you'd be. And that's why the warfare was so intense. That's why the jealousy increased. That's why the betrayals multiplied. Because something in the spirit realm knew you were shifting. And they tried to stop what heaven had already stamped. But it's too late now. You are no longer in hiding. You are no longer in bondage. You are no longer at the mercy of their opinions. You are rising. You are radiant. You are royal. And what comes next is not just breakthrough. It's visibility. Divine visibility. You were hidden for a season to be revealed in divine timing. And that time is now. Toes speak with power. move with confidence, to think with clarity. You survived the fire, and now you command it. You've walked through the silence, and now your voice carries weight. You endured the pressure, and now you wear the crown. This is not just survival. This is spiritual coronation. Rise, beloved. The time to shrink is over. The time to silence yourself is done. You have emerged. You have become. You are hymns. You are hers. You are heaven's. Type "I have risen" in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing code 888 is now igniting new authority within you. Now hear this. What felt like delay, but looked like rejection, what sounded like silence, was not punishment. It was prophetic positioning. You were not being denied. You were being protected, preserved, and positioned for a purpose so divine, so vast, so heaven-breathed, that it had to remain hidden until now. What you couldn't see then was that heaven was staging a shift behind the scenes. The recent trials weren't interruptions. They were intentional. The setbacks weren't failures. They were filters. They filtered out what couldn't go with you. They filtered out the friendships that were parasitic. They filtered out the environments that kept you small. They filtered out the distractions that delayed your clarity. What looked like a season of decrease was actually heaven clearing the path for unrestricted expansion. And now, beloved, the veil is lifting. Heaven is speaking with a clarity that cannot be denied. This is your hour of understanding. This is the moment the Spirit whispers, "You are the fulfillment of ancient prophecy." Yes, you. You are not here by chance. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are part of a lineage that has been watched, recorded, and warred over since before you took your first breath. The battles you've endured are proof of your lineage. The pain you survived is evidence of the prophecy. For the angels have spoken your name in halls of fire. Your calling has been discussed in realms unseen. The weight of your assignment is why the warfare was relentless. The magnitude of your impact is why hell tried to confuse you, delay you, silence you, and distract you. But what they didn't know, what even you didn't fully grasp, was that your name was already written in the strategy of heaven. Your obedience in the shadows has opened gates in the spirit. Every time you chose not to retaliate, every time you fasted in secret, every time you worshiped through tears, every time you said yes when it hurt, every time you gave when it cost you, every one of those moments became spiritual currency. And now, the vault of heaven has responded. A transfer is happening. Not just a wealth, but a weight. Spiritual weight. Favor that cannot be bought. Access that cannot be explained. Anointing that cannot be replicated. You are about to walk into rooms you didn't campaign for. You are about to receive opportunities that others tried to block. And you are about to stand in places that were once locked to you, because what heaven opens, no man can shut. But listen closely. The reason you had to lose what wasn't aligned, the reason they had to walk away, the reason the door slammed shut, the reason the delay came without warning, was because heaven refuses to allow anything impure to travel with your promise. God will not bless what you're willing to settle for. He will not elevate you while you're tied to people who drain your purpose. The loss was not sabotage. It was the signal of your divine upgrade. Everything you let go of, everything that crumbled, was replaced with something unseen. Heaven was not just subtracting. Heaven was multiplying in silence. You are now walking into a season where what was denied will be replaced with what is destined. And this next level is not just about personal blessings, it's about divine impact. You carry solutions inside of you. You carry healing in your hands. You carry fire in your voice. You are not just rising, you are being released. This is not a restart. This is not a redo. This is a reveal. The world is about to see what heaven always knew about you. The mask is off. The gray clothes are gone. The false labels have been burned. You are now walking in your revealed identity: a son, a daughter, a vessel, a prophet, a royal priesthood. Yes, beloved, you suffered. Yes, you've cried. Yes, you've questioned. But none of it was wasted. Heaven was keeping record. Heaven was counting every tear. Heaven was watching your posture. And now, the scrolls have opened, and the season of fulfillment is upon you. You're not entering into blessing because of luck. You're entering because of alignment. Your faith has unlocked it. Your obedience has stirred it. Your endurance has earned it. You are standing in prophecy, and everything around you is about to confirm it. If this message is breathing life into your spirit and you'd like to help us continue speaking these messages into the atmosphere, consider showing support with a super thanks. Contributions of $10 help fuel our mission to release these timely words. Every offering helps us continue creating spirit-led, soul-shifting content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Each week, prophetic insight, divine encouragement, and spiritual strategies will be released straight into your atmosphere, crafted for your journey, spoken for your spirit. Type "I receive the reveal" in the comments if this is your moment. Blessing code 999 is unlocking your next season right now. The heavens have spoken, the scrolls have opened, and now comes the moment when your mouth must match what your spirit already knows. Destiny is waiting on your yes. Not just a passive nod of agreement, not just emotional affirmation, but a full body, full heart, full surrender yes. A yes that breaks patterns. A yes that shatters fear. A yes that changes bloodlines. A yes that rewrites what runs through your legacy. Heaven doesn't just want your attention. Heaven wants your activation. You heard the words. You felt the stirring. You've cried under the weight of what was being confirmed inside you. But now, you must move. This is not the season to second guess. This is not the time to sit and hope. This is the hour to say, "Here I am, Lord, send me." Because when you say yes in obedience, heaven responds with access. The gates that were closed begin to swing open. The ideas that were stuck begin to flow. The people who were distant begin to appear. Not because the world changed, but because you aligned. You understand. The spiritual realm has been waiting for your agreement. Angels don't move on your wishes, they move on your yes. The moment your yes leaves your lips in alignment with divine timing, there's a shift in the unseen. A signal is released. A light is activated. The atmosphere begins to respond. Because destiny doesn't follow desperation, it follows obedience. And obedience begins with your full surrender. You cannot wait to feel ready. You cannot wait for validation. You cannot wait until you have all the answers. The move comes when you say yes in faith. That's the key to stepping into divine rhythm. Heaven doesn't need your perfection, heaven needs your permission. Not permission for God to be God, but permission for Him to move through you, to speak through you, to act through you, to change the earth through your yes. There is a divine role you've been prepared for. This is why the warfare was intense. This is why you were isolated. This is why the betrayal came before the blessing. because God was separating you to reassign you. The oil you carry is not casual. The influence rising in your name is not random. You are a key carrier. You are a chain breaker. You are a generational repairer. But none of that can manifest if you stay silent, still waiting for external confirmation. Heaven is not waiting for another prayer of desperation. Heaven is waiting for a declaration, a command from your lips that says, I accept the calling. I step into the promise. I align with the blueprint that was written over my life before I was ever born. When you declare that, something inside you shifts. Something around you obeys. And something over you is activated. You've been asking for open doors, but some doors only respond to obedience. Favor follows movement. Power follows posture. Glory follows surrender. This is why you cannot hesitate. This is why you must speak boldly, walk boldly, move boldly. Don't wait until you feel qualified. Say yes now, and let heaven do the qualifying. Your identity is not in your history. It's in your destiny. You are not what they said you were. You are not what the pain labeled you. You are what heaven wrote. And heaven wrote power into your name. Heaven wrote fire into your voice. Heaven wrote authority into your DNA. But those things stay dormant until you make the choice. Until you rise up, look fear in the face and say, I've waited long enough. I'm moving now. Don't let confusion keep you still. Don't let uncertainty paralyze you. This is the moment to step forward, not because everything is clear, but because your spirit is convicted. Obedience is not about clarity, it's about trust. Trust that if God called you to it, He will walk you through it. Trust that even if you don't know what's next, the moment you step, heaven adjusts the terrain beneath your feet. And make no mistake, when you move, everything must respond. Destiny reacts to obedience. Time bends. Resources come. Angels align. The doors begin to open not because of who you know, but because of what you accepted. You've accepted the mantle. You've accepted the responsibility. You've accepted the truth. You were never ordinary. You were always chosen. There is a release happening in this moment. As these words wash over you, your spirit is being reignited. Your dreams are waking back up. Your hands are tingling with new assignments. Your feet are beginning to feel the pull of purpose. This is not your imagination. This is your impartation. You are being clothed in spiritual authority again. The hesitation is being broken. The passivity is being shattered. And the warrior within you is rising up with a roar that says, This is my time. This is my season. This is my yes. So now, declare it. Speak it. Align yourself. Let your voice partner with heaven's command. You've survived the fire. You've endured the silence. You've passed the test. And now, the gates are opening, but only for the obedient, only for the brave, only for the surrendered. Heaven needs your yes now, not later, not next week, not once you're comfortable. Now, say it with your soul. Cry it if you must. Whisper it through the pain if you have to. But speak it, because this is your moment of destiny activation. The prophecy has unfolded, and now you must step into it. Type ISAYYES in the comments if your spirit is in agreement. Blessing code 444 is now unlocking the gates of purpose and direction. You thought nothing was happening. You thought your prayers were drifting into empty space. You thought your fasting went unnoticed. You thought heaven had grown quiet. But child of the Most High, you were never unseen. You were never unheard. You were never ignored. While you wept, while you waited, while you whispered, "God, do you see me?" the Spirit was already moving. Heaven was already trading on your behalf. And what you could not see was the sacred exchange unfolding in the unseen realm. There has been a negotiation over your life, a divine transaction in the spirit realm, where angels, intercessors, and ancient forces of light have been contending for what belongs to you. While you were silent in the physical, your spirit was loud in the supernatural. While your mouth was closed in pain, your tears became language, and the throne of heaven heard it all. Yes, while you prayed, the Spirit moved. While you remained in alignment, angels went to war. Every time you said, "Not my will, but yours," something shifted in the courtrooms of heaven. A case was presented, evidence was laid down, and judgment was passed in your favor. What the enemy thought he stole, God was already reclaiming. What you thought you lost, heaven was already restoring. There is a divine exchange taking place. Heaven is trading your pain for power, your mourning for dancing, your rejection for royalty, your silence for strength. You gave God your brokenness, and He has returned to you blueprints. You surrendered your confusion, and He has handed you strategy. You gave Him the fragments, and He has made them into fire. In the realm of the Spirit, nothing is wasted. Every betrayal became fuel for acceleration. Every heartbreak became an altar of purification. Every lonely night became a holy place of visitation. What felt like oscillation was actually intercession, and not just your own. For I tell you now, your name has been spoken by those who came before you. Yes, your ancestors, those marked with covenant, those who carried the promise, those whose prayers are still live in the soil. They have interceded. Saints, sealed in glory, have stood in agreement with heaven concerning you. Bloodlines that were once cursed are now being realigned. Cycles that repeated for generations are breaking with you. You are the first in your family to break it, to rise from it, to see clearly. And that is not a coincidence. That is the result of a divine negotiation. Because when heaven sees faithfulness in the fire, when the Father hears the groaning of a child who still trusts through the silence, something happens in the spirit realm. An exchange is initiated. Heaven gives what man cannot. Insight, protection, communion, power, and you are now stepping into the result of that transaction. Have you felt the restlessness, that strange stirring in your chest, that sudden unease in rooms you once felt comfortable in? That's not anxiety. That's not just sensitivity. That is your spirit reacting to what's moving in the spirit realm. You feel it because the realm has shifted. You feel it because your angelic assignment has increased. You feel it because your old spiritual garments no longer fit your new season. The silent exchange has already happened. While others were distracted, while others walked away, while others mocked or dismissed you, heaven honored your endurance. Heaven measured your heart. And now, the response has begun. Things will start to move quickly. Doors will open in strange places. People you've never met will speak your name. Solutions you didn't pray for will appear. Not because of who you know, but because of what heaven has released. You've cried over the people who left, but those exits were part of the negotiation. God removed access where dishonor had taken root. God shut mouths that would have poisoned your next assignment. You thought you were being stripped, but in the Spirit, you were being armored. You're walking now with a new spiritual rank, a new weight, a new command in the spirit realm. Demons that once mocked you now tremble when you wake. Not because of how loud you are, but because of how aligned you've become. You no longer pray from fear. You pray from fire. You no longer worship from wounds. You worship from wisdom. And that posture has made you unstoppable. There is more to this moment than your natural mind can comprehend. You've been upgraded. You've been authorized. And now, heaven is about to demonstrate what was transacted in silence. Do not mistake the quiet for inactivity. The most powerful moves of God begin in stillness. Before the Red Sea parted, there was silence. Before Jesus rose, the tomb was still. And now, before your full emergence, the spirit realm has concluded a sacred trade. Your sorrow has become your sword. So now, walk with clarity. Speak with purpose. Love without fear. Lead with vision. You are no longer seeking approval. You are carrying orders. You are no longer asking when. You are declaring now. Because the shift has already occurred. The release is already in motion. And the outcome has already been settled. What you lost was not greater than what is being returned. What was delayed is not more powerful than what is being released. What you wept over is no match for what heaven has now placed in your hands. You are the result of a divine negotiation. And that's why no demon, no witch, no liar, no thief can touch what's been sealed by blood and activated by fire. Type "I am in divine exchange" in the comments if this is the confirmation your spirit needed. Blessing code 1212 is now establishing divine order over your entire household. And now, beloved, the time has come. The gavel has sounded in the realm of heaven. The cases have been reviewed, the evidence presented, the verdict is sealed. Everything they sent against you is reversing. This is not just a moment of spiritual reflection. This is a moment of divine justice. The pain that lingered in silence, the betrayal that echoed in your memories, the lies that stole your peace, none of it was forgotten. None of it was wasted. Heaven saw it all, and now the weight of righteousness is tipping the scales in your favor. The justice of man is limited, flawed, corrupt. But the justice of the Lord is holy, final, and irrefutable. While others were conspiring, the Spirit was recording. While they were spreading whispers, the angels were writing transcripts. You were being watched by heaven not for punishment but for vindication. And now the hour has arrived when everything they thought they got away with is returning to their doorstep. Not by your hand, not through your revenge, but by the hand of the Almighty. The one who said, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay." This is not just karma. This is not spiritual payback. This is divine law. Every tear you shed watered the soil of divine reversal. Every time you held your tongue, you triggered heaven's courtroom. Every time you chose silence over slander, God marked it as evidence. You didn't retaliate, so now He will respond. Not just for you, but through you. Because what's about to unfold will not only clear your name, but it will elevate your voice. It will restore your territory. It will crown your head with glory where there was once shame. This reversal is not subtle. It is not symbolic. It is tangible, visible, public. The same people who tried to dim your light are about to witness your rise. The same systems that rejected you will now require your signature. The same environments that mock your name will soon marvel at your presence. Why? Because the spirit of justice hath been stirred. And when God begins to balance the scales, He doesn't just make it fair, He makes it glorious. And know this, no suffering was wasted. The nights you couldn't sleep, the moments you sat in silence trying to make sense of who betrayed you, the conversations that twisted your truth, the connections that drain your soul. All of it is now evidence. All of it is now currency. All of it has become the legal grounds for heaven to act on your behalf. You were marked for justice, and justice is being served. The reversal will look like peace. It will look like honor. It will look like surprise promotions, unexpected reconciliations, and supernatural restorations. Things you stopped praying for are coming back healed. Not because you begged for them, but because you let go. Because you trusted. Because you surrendered the outcome and left the courtroom of heaven without demanding your own justice. That posture, that obedience, is what released the response. Let it be declared in the Spirit. What was stolen will be returned. Not just what they took physically, but what they robbed emotionally. Your confidence, your voice, your vision, your strength. It is all coming back. And when it returns, it will not come back the same. It will come back multiplied, sevenfold. That's the law of divine recompense. That's the promise in the Word. And the angels assigned to you are now executing that promise. So when you begin to feel sudden peace, when clarity comes over your mind like a flood, when the confusion lifts off your atmosphere, when the attacks stop with no explanation, know that the judgment has been issued. The reversal is in motion. The restoration has been approved. You will not need to explain yourself. You will not need to prove your worth. God is going to make it undeniable. And yes, they will see it. Those who doubted you, those who walked away, those who thought they won, they will see it, and they will know this was the hand of God, not your manipulation, not your effort, not your revenge, but pure, holy, divine justice from the one who fights your unseen battles and protects your destiny. This isn't about getting even. This is about getting elevated. This is about being lifted beyond the reach of what tried to pull you down. This is about walking into rooms built from your integrity. Rooms designed by your obedience. Rooms prepared by the Lord who says, I prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. And when that table is set, you will eat in peace. There will be no residue from what hurt you. No trace of the trauma. You will look back, not in pain but in praise. You will walk forward, not in fear, but in fire. Because divine reversal is not just about justice. It's about alignment. It's about setting your life back into the design that darkness tried to derail. But they failed. And now, you are rising not just as a survivor, but as a symbol of divine victory. If this word is breathing oxygen back into your hope, and you believe in supporting the release of more messages like this, consider showing your love with a super thanks. Even a gift of $5 helps us keep these messages flowing across the world. Your support empowers us to speak boldly, freely, and prophetically. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Prophetic clarity, spiritual guidance, weekly insights sent directly into your spirit to keep you grounded, lifted, and armed with truth. Type justice is mine in the comments if you're receiving this reversal. Blessing code 1919 is now setting your atmosphere in divine alignment. You had heard it. You have felt it. You have walked through every word, every warning, every whisper, and every revelation. And now, beloved, as the scroll closes and the heavenly winds settle, you are being sealed. This is not the end. It is the activation of everything that has been spoken. You are chosen for this unfolding hour. This is not just a message. It is a mantle. It is a mirror. It is a marking upon your life. From the moment you encountered this word, your name was whispered again in heaven's council. Not because you were forgotten, but because you were found. Not because you were late, but because you are right on time. Every delay that once tormented you now stands revealed as protection. Every exit you mourned is now seen as divine evacuation. Every silence you misunderstood has become the womb of sacred instruction. And now, may this final blessing stretch itself like a banner across your home, your heart, your future. I release divine protection over your mind. Let the thoughts that tormented you be scattered. Let the anxiety that wore you down be replaced by the peace that surpasses understanding. May your dreams be touched with prophetic clarity. May your discernment become sharp as a sword. You will no longer second-guess your intuition. You will no longer apologize for seeing what others pretend not to. You are walking in the light. I release divine fire over your house. Let every room carry the fragrance of freedom. Let the atmosphere shift even now. Yes, even as you listen. Let the angels stationed around your dwelling place go on assignment, warring, protecting, opening, reversing. No plan formed against you shall prosper. No word curse shall land. No weapon shall advance. You are not just surviving anymore. You are stepping into divine territory. I release divine favor over your path. Let every footstep you take be order, every delay be rerouted, every detour be transformed into destiny. I speak prophetic acceleration over your life. You will no longer walk in circles. You will no longer pray without results. You will no longer wait without reason. Heaven has shifted. Your name has been called. And now, it is time to walk in light, walk in silence, walk in destiny. This is your final instruction. Do not return to old patterns. Do not shrink to fit broken systems. Do not water yourself down to please what you've outgrown. You are no longer available for what drains you. You are no longer accessible to what dishonors your gift. You are no longer in covenant with confusion. You walk with fire. You walk with angels. You walk with oil. You walk with a word over your life that cannot be undone by man. So now, beloved, heaven has spoken. Now walk it out. You will see confirmations. You will receive sudden clarity. You will begin to notice the unfolding of what was hidden. And when you do, you will know it was not your imagination. It was not emotionalism. It was not coincidence. It was prophecy. And you are the living evidence of its fulfillment. The prophecy is not waiting. It has already begun. Your life is the scroll. Your steps are the signature. And every day forward is now drenched in divine promise. The spiritual realm has responded. And you are not the same. So take a deep breath. Feel the shift in your spirit. The warfare is breaking. The fog is lifting. The weight is lifting. The oil is flowing. And your name is rising. It begins now. Go forward with power. Type IT is sealed in the comments to claim your final blessing. Blessing code 7777 is covering your next 7 days with supernatural encounters and angelic assistance.